Hello and Assalamualaikum. So in this video, my team members and I will be presenting on our first group assignment, which we have chosen public transportation as our main topic. Briefly, in Malaysia, we have Ministry of Transport, MOT or known as Kementerian Pengangkutan Malaysia, which they handle the transportation related matters in Malaysia, which includes rail transport, maritime, ports and civil aviation. Basically, the main function of this ministry is to plan, formulate and implement policy for rail, maritime, port and civil aviation transport, as well as implementing and monitoring infrastructure development and integration. Also in Malaysia, we have the Land Public Transport Commission, which is empowered under the Land Public Transport Act 2010. Its function covers the drawing up policies, planning, regulating and enforcing all matters relating to land public transport and for Peninsular Malaysia, which it covers like train, buses and taxi services. Meanwhile, Malaysia Institute of Road Safety Research (MIROS) played the role to raise public awareness on the road safety and to conduct comprehensive research on road safety and work closely with public and private entities. Thus, in this video, we have specifically choose KTM Komite Berhad as our analysis tools and observation for public transport in Malaysia.
Have you ever been stuck in massive traffic congestion that you wish there is a better solution to this daily struggle? Do you know that Malaysia has one of the highest motorization rates in the world? And sales of the vehicle keep increasing every year despite having one of the highest vehicle taxes in the world. One might wonder, is public transportation in Malaysia really bad that people still choosing to drive? This happened in KTM coach where crowded of people standing next to each other and failure to follow SOP set by the government. This happened because of the delay of the upcoming train, hence increased the number of passengers at one time. So, focus on the scope of KTM. Speed and punctuality is the major issue in making it unfavorable to time-sensitive groups or individuals.
Every problem has its own factors that contributes to the problem. Same with the problem that KTM Berhad are experiencing right now, which is the speed and punctuality of KTM commuter. How did this happen and why did this happen? It happens because, first of all, burden and congested of the operation system. Did you know that the KTM commuter shares the same lane with the KTM Intercity, KTM Cargo, as well as freight services that are offered by KTM Berhad? Due to these many services in one lane, it created a heavy traffic and the KTM commuter need to decrease its speed. Therefore, it can't arrive at the time that are designated for it to arrive. Compared to the LRT system, which the LRT have its own lane and does not share with anyone, therefore the interval between each LRT can be 3 to 5 minutes. The second factors that contribute to this problem is the cost to replace or to buy a new asset for the KTM Berhad is high. KTM Berhad has been established in Malaysia since 1982. It's such a long period and most of their assets need to be replaced or need to be repaired. However, the cost is high and what do? They took the train that are not in a good condition but the parts are still in a good condition. They repaired the train that are broken down. They exchanged the part. However, this create a shortage in trains that they have. Thus create the problem of punctuality in train because they need to operate with a shortage of trains. The third factors that contribute to this problem is because of technical failures due to the irresponsible behavior of other people. What does this mean? There are many cases reported where KTM Berhad cables are reported stolen as well as their signaling system. This irresponsible behavior disrupts all the system that made changes in the timing of trains as well as created delays in the movement of trains. Last but not least, this problem happens because of natural causes such as weather. When there is a heavy rain, the train needs to decrease its speed, therefore it can't arrive at a designated time. If it doesn't decrease its speed, it might risk the safety of the passenger as the train might slide away from the railways. Therefore, that's all from me. Thank you.
After we hear about the factors contributing to the problem, now I want to share some solutions that we can take in order to address this issue. Here I list 4 possible solutions that can be implemented. Number 1. Upgrade and improve the KTM schedule properly, as there are many issues regarding the long waiting time on public transport, especially KTM. It is also suggested to increase the frequency of KTM as it can accommodate more people. Indirectly, it can decrease waiting time and really fulfill nowadays trend as in the pandemic era, which is we need to care about social distancing. Number 2, reschedule maintenance to the night shift. In the factor of the problem, we hear about the technical failure that contributes to the major issue of speed and punctuality. Hence, through this solution, it is advised to make the amendment even if it's just a minor problems, because the minors can lead to the major problem gradually. Because the maintenance is early done at night, the train's performance will improve in daylight. Furthermore, always perform preventive maintenance to reduce the likelihood of future failures, as the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Number 3. Informative and persuasive. If any delays happen in the train movement, the responsible party needs to announce the real situation immediately. For example, when it rains, inform the passengers regarding the real condition on the spot, so they can make other choice in reduce the frustration that they feel. If the KTM parties deal with problems efficiently, they show more confident to move around with the public transport, especially KTM. Number 4, last but not least, upgrade the railways and trains. In order to increase the train speed, we need to upgrade the railways and trains. In terms of railways, we can increase the number of railways so more places can be reached by trains efficiently. On the other hand, in upgrading the trains, it is suggested to change the diesel power locomotive to electric multiple units. Therefore, through these 4 solutions, I really hope that major issues faced by KTM can be addressed properly.
Finally, we come to the last part of our discussion, which is the recommendation. So, we suggest 2 recommendations for public transportation, specifically commuter. Okay, the first one is look-east policy. A certain policy actually has been implemented in Malaysia, but not in the train system. Okay, thus it is recommended to implement the Shinkansen system, which is a current Japanese system, as the system goes well beyond transportation but embedded the Japanese value of punctuality, safety, operational efficiency, diligence, and positive work culture. If the Shinkansen
is implemented in Malaysia, it will be a lot of new things. People will scramble to use the train, but it is more because it is more fast and convenient, as well as zero pollution. I particularly like the zero defect things about the Japanese. This is something the Japanese will at us saying we can make it better. Okay, zero defect is their way of life. They always like to improve things, and they always put themselves in the shoes of the end user.
Take a look of this video where the cleaning team must do several jobs like switching the direction of seat, collecting garbage, checking the seat, and clean the floor. The job must be done in several minutes before the train leaves to the next station.
Okay. This recommendation parallel with the government plan Sustained Development Goals 2030, number 9, which is to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Some innovation needs to be made to make sure the nation strive toward SDG 2030. Okay, then the second one is to increase passenger comfort and safety at the station. Okay, it is suggested to commuter to upgrade its station to become more conducive, as there are many complaints from the passenger that the ventilation system is not clean and make them hard to breathe. They need to upgrade the ventilation system so the passenger will feel comfortable while waiting for the train. Okay, it is important for commuter to continuously improve the waiting station. To upgrade the station, determine what changes are needed to mitigate high crowding and implement those changes. So this recommendation actually will increase the number of passengers. This is also parallel with SDG 2030, number 3, which is good health and well-being, while Maqasid Syariah, number 2, which is the protection of life. The health of people will be secure as they no longer have to inhale dirty air. Thus, it will protect the life of the passenger. Okay, that's all. We hope you enjoy watch our video and gain some idea about improving public transportation. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.